Good evening, Epiphany Lutheran Church and friends.
And may the luck of the Irish be with you, St. John Lutheran Church, family, and friends. Yes, it's all things green and all things time tonight. We are gonna, well, actually,
She's got the Irish and I got the time.
well, but we are gonna share a little Irish tonight and a little Irish next Friday. So, because St. Patrick's Day is really closer to next Friday, next Thursday.
Very
but,
close to next Friday.
Yeah, but we will share a little bit tonight and a little bit more next week.
There we go.
So we're glad to be with you. May the luck of the Irish be with you. Aaron Gobra, I think is the term. I don't know if that I'm saying it correctly, but
And for all you Finns out there, happy St. Urho's Day.
yeah, which I don't think is real, right?
It's not, but
They made it up because they were jealous of St. Patrick.
they wanted their own holiday.
And we Irish are very proud.
So St. Urho, by the way, St. Urho was the Finnish saint that drove out the grasshoppers from Finland.
Yeah, like there were any grasshoppers in
Yes,
Finland, right?
yes, drove out the locusts. Well, like there were serpents in Ireland.
Well, no,
Come
that is
on.
just a popular,
Okay.
but, I was looking up some stuff tonight, and what I guess didn't hit me before is how amazing to think that St. Patrick lived in the 3rd and the 4th century. And we still celebrate him. Okay, maybe it's an excuse, but great man, great things, lover of God, followed God, taught the Irish people about God. It's amazing. I think all that green beer and fried food and, sharing the luck of the Irish, all,
You know what's also amazing?
kept it going.
That up in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, that they celebrate a completely mythical character like
Yeah.
Saint Urho.
Yeah, because
All,
like I said,
all
they're
because
jealous.
of some Finns in department stores up there decided that they needed their own holiday.
Oh my God.
But their color's
Jealousy
purple. Their color's purple.
Yeah, I know, and I think St. Urho's kind of fun, but
Yeah.
I think they, whatever. St. Patrick is wonderful.
Yes.
Being half Irish, my mother was 100% Irish. All of her family is from the county Cork, which I just want to say a word to. If my friend and brother in the cloth, Father, was father, and now Pastor Tom Kinney, who's from Ireland, and he's been a friend of mine for a long time, and I don't know why. I didn't know till I had lunch with him in February, and we were talking about Ireland. He had been home, and I said, "What county are you from?" And he said, "Well, I'm from County Cork." And I said, "What?" That's where my mother, all of her family is from County Cork, and hopefully in the next year or so, we are going to make our way to County Cork and look up my ancestors and see where my ancestors came from. So, anyway, happy St. Patty's Day to Tom and to all you Irish, and everybody's a little bit Irish on St. Patrick's Day.
Very good.
So,
And there's a St. Patrick's Day parade actually in Atlanta tomorrow.
which we love going to.
Which we love going
and they
to.
didn't have
But
the
it's going to
last
be a
few
high
years.
of like about 40 tomorrow. So
And the
so
winds are going to be 30, 40 miles an hour, so we are not going. I'm also praying for my brother Timothy, who lives in Kansas City and Overland Park, Kansas, if anybody knows where that's at. They're having their first St. Patrick's Day parade tomorrow, but there is snow on the ground. There won't be snow tomorrow. And it'll be colder than it'll be here. It's going to be in the 30s tomorrow, pretty much the whole day. So Tim said he's wearing his layers because right now they're still having the parade. And the place he works is right down there, and he's supposed to be working. So stay warm, all you Midwesterners who've been dealing with the cold and the snow, and stay safe if you have to get out on the road.
So Sam,
Yeah.
I got a trivia question for you.
All right. What's a trivia question?
I've asked you this before, so this will test your memory. And for all those people out there, what hour in this year, 2022, what hour will have the least amount of crime in it?
It's the change in time.
The change in time, that's right. At 2 o'clock in the morning, this coming Saturday, we'll have the hour that will have the least amount of crime. Because at 2 a.m. on Saturday, on early Sunday morning, it will suddenly become 3 a.m. So there won't even be time to do any crime.
Yes, this is
So-
probably my least favorite day. Now, not the particular number in case it's your birthday, but I just despise bringing forward.
Well, you know who you have to blame for it.
The farmers.
Well, no, even more than
Agriculture,
that.
the Congress.
The first serious case for daylight savings time came from an entomologist, a bug collector who did most of his bug hunting at night, and he became frustrated at how early the sun set during the summer months. So he reasoned that springing the clock forward would allow more daylight for bug collecting along with other evening
Well, I
activities.
love it, but I don't like going through this because this
Well,
whole next week,
But just
most everybody, including me, sleep will be off. People will be more grumpy. They'll be more tired.
well, he
fun.
proposed it to a New Zealand scientific society in 1895, but it was panned for being pointless and overly complicated.
Well,
And then two decades later, World War I happened, and it was seen as a cost-saving measure in World War I.
honestly, if we just would get on it and stay on it, that would be fine. But and there's been more of a push for it, but it just doesn't seem to get enough momentum because our government has to approve it. And
So
it
we
just,
should all move. You know where we should all move to? We have two states we can
Arizona,
move to,
which we have lived in.
or
Well, part of Indiana, I
no,
thought.
not anymore.
Okay.
Hawaii.
Oh, Hawaii.
But not all of Arizona is on daylight. Not all of Arizona refuses to recognize daylight savings time. Do you know what part of Arizona is on daylight savings time?
The northern part?
No, the Navajo Nation.
Oh.
The Navajo, and so the Navajo Nation is all in Arizona, and the Navajo Nation recognizes daylight savings time. But within the Navajo Nation, the Hopi Nation is in the middle of that, and the Hopi Nation is like the rest of Arizona and doesn't. So in Arizona, you have Arizona not on daylight savings time, Navajo Nation on daylight savings time, Hopi Nation not on daylight
Boy, is
savings
that
time.
confusing.
There you go.
I guess you better look at your watch and figure out what time you're going
There you are.
into and out. I remember when we lived in Arizona, we did internship there. It was our first year of marriage, and I remember when wanting to call family, I had to figure out what time of year it was and then what time it was there. Whether we were calling your family in California or my family in Illinois or Missouri, we had to figure it out.
Yes,
It was always complicated.
it was.
Yeah.
It was.
So, all right. Anything else you want to share?
Well, that's a good start. So I'll let you go now.
All right. Well, I have to pull things up.
You
So.
have to pull things up.
I mean, I have it up. I have some St. Patrick. Well, okay. So should I tell jokes or more about St. Patrick's Day?
I
Because
will
I'm
leave
gonna
that.
do more next week.
Okay. So why don't you do the trivia on St. Patrick's Day today?
Trivia or jokes?
Or history. Yeah,
Okay. Well, I think next week too. I should share some about the parades.
sure.
Because where the second largest parade of St. Patrick's Day is in all of the United States.
It's in Atlanta?
No.
No, Savannah,
Savannah,
Georgia.
Georgia.
That's right.
Biggest party. And I would assume they're having it this year. I don't know if they had it last year, there was no parade the last 2 years, so, and I'm sad we're not going to the parade, but it's just gonna be way too windy and way too cold to go, so. But as I said, so St. Patrick was born in the 3rd century. Let's see. So, held on March 17th, which I'm not sure if that's considered his birthday. I would assume so.
I didn't think it was his birthday. No, it was. I think
No,
it was
it's his death date.
Yes, that's what it
The
was.
death date. The foremost patron saint of Ireland. And you know what's interesting? You look at Wikipedia. Hello. How are you, Miss Cooper? This is our Miss Cooper. She was 5 months old when we got her in October, and she has grown. She's very curious and sweet cat. We love her dearly. Anyway, it's interesting because if you know anything about Wikipedia, different people put stuff on and share it. And so when it says it's observed, it says it's observed by the Irish people of Irish descent, the Catholic Church, the Anglican Communion, the Eastern Orthodox Church, and it includes the Lutheran
Oh,
Church,
for sure.
which is interesting to note. So, and it commemorates the arrival of Christianity into Ireland because St. Patrick is credited with that. It was a pagan country. And was made official Christian feast day, which he was made a saint in the early 17th century. So really, I don't know how much he was celebrated between the 4th and the 17th. I'm sure he was celebrated in Ireland. I don't know about around the world. It says it's the most celebrated festival day in all of the world. I don't think that that may be, that doesn't include things like Christmas or whatever, but, so let's see. But yes, it was made official in the 17th century, and it also celebrates the heritage and culture of the Irish in general. So we are having our corned beef and cabbage and potatoes and carrots, and I'll have to figure out some kind of Irish or green dessert for St. Patty's Day. So,
Let's get green grapes.
and yes, we can get green grapes, or we can make a grape salad.
There we go.
And it says historically, the Lenten restrictions on eating and drinking alcohol were lifted for that day, which has encouraged, it says, and propagated the holiday's tradition of alcohol consumption. Good thing I don't like beer. Lots of green beer that day.
Lots of
Nah,
green
I
beer.
could care less. Not my thing. So it says it's celebrated, of course, in Northern Ireland, the Republic of Ireland, the Canadian provinces of Newfoundland and Labrador, the British Overseas Territory of Montserrat. I don't know where that is. It's also widely celebrated in the United Kingdom, Canada, United States, Brazil, Argentina, Australia, New Zealand, and especially among the Irish diaspora, wherever they may be spread. It says it's celebrated in more countries than any other national festival.
Wow.
And I'm trying to see, it gives where that's from. Okay, well, I don't know. It links to something else, but it doesn't really tell me a link for that. And of course, what do we wear on St. Patrick's Day?
Green.
Green. There's also the orange in the St. Patrick, in the Irish flag.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if it's still true. If I only go to Ireland, or I'll ask my friend Tom. But it's always been said that the Catholics wear green and the Protestants wear orange. And since I've been both Catholic and Protestant, I do wear orange and green.
I believe it actually goes, that is part of it, but it's also because it reflects the tension in Ireland when the British ended up
Yes.
sending in Protestants in there. So,
Okay.
with the tension that's there.
Well, that makes sense too. So, and of course we wear green. Well, I don't have my shamrock. Well, I think it's a little shamrock. I have little ears, shamrock. Well, I have shamrock earrings, but these are earrings for St. Patrick's Day. I have all kinds of things. I'll wear a little, what they call kind of a fascinator next week. That I have.
I'll wear this again.
And we have other green hats.
Well, no,
You never know. But it's also believed, that Christians will go to church, and as it said, it's a day of merriment, even in the midst of Lent. So, let's see. St. Patrick was a Romano-British, he's from Britain. That's always an interesting thing. But he was kidnapped, they believe, at the age of 16 by Irish bandits and taken there and enslaved.
his real name was Maewyn Socket.
Maewyn Socket, and we know that because of
VeggieTales.
VeggieTales has a very cute
Sumo of the Opera.
flannelgraph, and then a flannelgram,
Flanagram.
Landgraph.
whatever. It's
Yeah.
cute.
Yeah.
I love it. Oh, what do they say?
Oh, great shamrock.
Yes.
Yeah.
He says, no. The shamrock is like God. And that's the thing. St. Patrick used the 3 shamrock, the pieces, to explain God. God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit. But then there's the lucky shamrock, which is 4 clover leaves, right? Right? So, but anyway, it's a very cute little show. If you want to pull it up, Maewyn Socket was his real name. Yes, and this was an interesting thing. We were talking about this. It says that his father was a deacon in the church and his grandfather was a priest. But remember, in that time, priests could get married. I think it was 1,000 years, right? Yeah, 1,000 years in the early church that priests could get married. So Patrick came from a line of religious leaders, and the Irish Raiders taken to Gaelic Ireland. Said he was a shepherd there, and during that time he found God. He wrote an article that's believed to have been written by him called The Declaration, which tells about his life. And that's when it shares that God told him to flee the coast where a ship would be waiting to take him home, and after he went back to England, he became a priest. But then he came back to Ireland later to convert the pagan Irish to Christianity. It says that he spent many years evangelizing in the northern half of Ireland and converted thousands of people. And of course, there's the snakes out of Ireland, but as David said,
It's a myth.
no snakes in Ireland, probably because it's a complete island,
Yes.
which is, the water all around it. So, and tradition holds that he died on March 17th and was buried at Downpatrick. So, we'll have to see if that's anywhere where we can go to visit. So, and many legends have grown up around him, and he became Ireland's foremost saint. Now, what I did look up, and maybe it's in here, I'll look while you're looking. Usually saints have special groups of people that they're known to protect or be for. I'm sure it's for the nation of Ireland, but there may be something else that he's known for saying, for supporting. So you keep going.
So Sam, you'll appreciate this.
Mm-hmm.
Sam,
Yeah.
so there's a similar thing in terms of what we're going to be observing starting on Sunday that has a connection with my favorite book of the Bible. What will I make corrections on people right away in terms of the last book of the Bible?
Oh, that Revelation is revelation and not revelations.
Yes, it's revelation, not revelations. In the same way, it's called daylight saving time. Although we oftentimes like to call it daylight savings time. It's not daylight savings time, it's daylight saving time. And Pastor Mary was mentioning about how we let me do this back before I go to time zones. It says here that when a consortium of drive-in movie theater owners bitterly opposed the adoption of daylight saving time in 1966 because the extended daylight in the evening meant that movies could not start at a family-friendly hour. There were more than 4,000 drive-in movie theaters across America in the mid-1960s. And today, fewer than 340 remain, and many blame daylight saving time for some of that.
Well, and I will just say, and they got popular again during COVID. So if you've never been to a drive-in movie theater, it's just a great experience to go and do that. We went to one when we were dating in California. It was
And some
in
of
the
you might even
summer.
remember the song. That I can still remember the song in between. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a drink. So anyway, there you go.
And I remember that night because there was thunder.
Thunderstorm
I
in
said it-
Santa Maria,
And I
California.
said, David, well, that's thunder. And he goes, no, it doesn't thunder this time of year in California.
It
I
doesn't
said,
thunder.
and I said, I'm a Midwesterner. I know thunder. That's thunder. And guess what? It was thunder.
So, Sam,
Yeah.
what are the two places in the world that do not have a time zone?
Ooh, I have no idea. What are they?
The North Pole and the South Pole.
Makes sense.
But so, especially in the South Pole and Antarctica, how they observe time there, depending on what country has the research station, they will
Oh, yeah.
observe whatever.
Wait,
their
no,
time
isn't
zone
it
is.
whatever country owns what plot of land? 'Cause
Yeah, their research station.
well, there's it's really interesting. Sorry, because I've done research into
Oh,
this.
do you? Oh, there you go.
There's
Go
a
for
whole
it.
bunch of these different regions that are technically claimed by a whole bunch of countries. China has a lot of it. England has some parts of it. We have some parts of it. But it's all technically supposed to be like separated by who owns the amount of land. But how they technically do it is just whatever country is at that place, they just have that time zone do that. It's very interesting.
There you go. There you go. So, and then two countries that are massively huge but have only one time zone are China, which is as large as the lower 48 of the United States, has only one time zone, and
Wow.
India is also another one.
Wow.
Mao Zedong in 1949 switched from 5 time zones to 1. So they're all on Beijing Standard Time in order to promote national unity. So in some eastern parts of the country, the sun doesn't rise until 10 a.m. because it's on one time zone. So there you go. And the country that has, because of their ownings everywhere in the world, the country that has the most number of time zones is France.
Wow, how many do they have?
Oh, let's see. Let me find that piece of trivia in here. I thought this was kind of fascinating on it, and no, I'm not going to find it. I know it was in here somewhere, but it's like France has like all these different time zones because they own so much, everywhere.
Oh, the different places like.
Yeah, okay.
Like,
They have a total of 12 time
Jamaica.
zones
wow.
because of all their territories that
Wow.
are everywhere in the world.
How many does Great Britain have?
They don't own as much anymore, so that's the main reason why. And then there's the strange countries like Iran and Afghanistan, which are kind of offset, so they're like off by half hour on things. And I think there's one place, I forget where it is, I'm not seeing it in here, that is like off by like a quarter hour. So I forget what that is. So there's your little time zones. It says here that Spain is in the wrong time zone.
What do you mean?
Well, just in terms of where where it's located right now, it should be an hour ahead time-wise than how it's located. So, but it's been in the wrong time zone since General Franco decided to align with Hitler and be on the German time zone. So, and they've never switched back.
Wow. Wow.
That's all I got for tonight.
So, I was just reading this. This is interesting. First parade in Ireland for St. Patrick's Day was in 1903, and that the Irish Prime Minister to the U.S. usually since 1952 gives a box of shamrocks to the president. And traditionally they present it in a Waterford crystal bowl because Waterford crystal is made in Ireland.
Okay.
But because of that it said, let's see, only after the meeting between, they call it the Taoiseach, I don't know, Taoischach, which means the ambassador. But, it was only after the meeting between the ambassador and President Bill Clinton in 1994 that the presenting of the Shamrock ceremony became an annual event for the leaders of both countries for St. Patrick's Day because so many people from Ireland came over to America during the Great Potato Famine.
Oh, okay.
But it said it was canceled in 2020. I have a feeling it's probably canceled last year. I'm hoping it will happen this year, 2022, that we will see the return of the Irish ambassador bringing Waterford crystal bowl full of shamrocks to the White House. I hope we will see that. So, wearing a St. Patrick's Day cross was a popular custom in Ireland until the early 20th century. These were a Celtic Christian cross, which are beautiful, made of paper that was covered with silk or ribbons of different colors, and a bunch or rosette of green silk in the center. I'm gonna have to look up a picture of that because that would be quite. Let's see, they show. Well, you know the Celtic cross, right? I mean, you probably won't be able to see it on there, but it's got the circle with the cross in it. Yeah. We've got a piece of. We have a design that's like Irish. And then what was the other thing I wanted to share? And of course, as I said, you wear your green. I looked at Aldi's today. They've sold soda bread mix for years around this time, but I didn't see any. I didn't see any last year too. I'm gonna have to go look or find a recipe. Actually, I don't like beer, as you heard me say, but I love beer bread. That stuff is awesome. So I'm gonna have to see if I can find a mix with beer. It's so good. And it's great to have. And I've never made soda bread, even though I'm a bread maker. I'll have to see if I can make some for the event. So.
Oh, I thought we had soda bread before.
I've not made it from scratch.
Oh.
So yeah, so we'll have to see. But anyway, and we should also say that in our family, St. Patrick's Day is the birthday of my youngest brother, Theodore William Patrick. He took that in his confirmation, so happy birthday to him. And it's
my
our
sister-in-law match. Yep.
They both celebrate their birthdays on St. Patrick's Day. So we wish them, and anyone else who might watch this, a happy St. Patrick's Day and happy birthday if it is your birthday. So,
Yes. We need some music.
Yes, we do.
All right, you want me to go get Christopher first?
Let's go get Christopher. Yes.
All right.
So I was trying to see if I could find the lyrics so that we could sing along with Christopher, but I'm not having any luck on that one.
Oh,
but,
the lyrics are really easy to follow. They
So-
repeat a lot.
Yes.
Christopher is
So he's gone back to his looking at Vacation Bible School. So, but this one is called "What You Say I Will Obey," which he will tell us in just a little bit.
By the way,
But,
we want to say congratulations on William Eugene Lohner, who was born today, and he's absolutely adorable. And he looks just like his bigger brother Matthew, so congratulations to Heather, Marcus, Betty, and all the family at this beautiful little boy who's coming to the world today.
Well,
We're so
hello,
happy for
Christopher.
Hey.
Can you say hello to everybody?
Hello, everybody.
Christopher, can you tell everybody what you're going to be singing tonight?
Love with worship resources, what you say.
What you say?
Yeah.
You
What
ready?
you
Where
say
did
I
you
will
know it
obey.
from?
Boomer Express.
Boomerang Express.
Is
Okay.
that from
Vacation Bible School?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you ready?
Alright. What you say, do, I will obey, do. What you say, do, I will obey, do. Because I love you, Jesus. What you say, do, I will obey, do. You say share, you say care, you say spread love everywhere. You say share, you say care, you say spread love everywhere. When you say do, I will obey. What you say, I will obey. Because I love you, Jesus. What you say, I will obey. You say share, you say care, you say spread love everywhere. You say share, you say care, you say spread love everywhere. When you say do, I will obey. When you say do, I will obey. Because I love you, Jesus. What you say, I will obey. I will obey. I will obey.
Yay! Take a bow! Take a bow! Take a bow! Thank you, Christopher. Thank
Good
you.
job,
You're
Deborah.
Thank you very
welcome.
much.
And so now we have
Me.
Sam,
Yay.
who's brought out his mandola.
You want to explain what the difference is?
No, it's okay, bud. You can close the door. She can come down.
She can come downstairs. She'll come upstairs in a minute.
Okay, bud.
Okay.
Alright. This is a mandola. So the song that I'm singing tonight is called "O Great God and Lord of the Earth." It's argued on whether it's a Dutch song, Swedish song, or an Irish song, but it has enough of a Celtic kind of feel that I think it's, pretty good for like the Irish kind of theme.
We'll have to do Danny Boy next week, which is a Christian song.
Yeah, well, that's just a good Irish song in general.
It is.
But we can sing a hymn. There's a hymn that's written.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, it's in the ELW. Yeah.
But a mandola, for those who don't know, mandolins and mandolas, they're both versions of orchestral instruments. The mandolin is a version of a violin with double the strings and played like a ukulele, but a little differently. It's just more kind of easier to compare. And the same thing for the mandola, only with the viola. And since I've been playing viola for years, it's always been the instrument that I love. So, yeah. So this song is "O Great God, Lord of the Earth." O great God and Lord of earth,
us for it next
Oh,
week. So.
I love that.
Well, we have to do a little dandy boy,
We'll do a
you
little
know?
bit of dandy
Yeah,
boy, too.
yeah.
So announcements. I'll start. Just to remind Epiphany folks, first of all, that tomorrow at 2 o'clock we will be having a memorial service for Carol Henley, who had been a member of the church. We'll probably have at least 3 churches represented there, as she had also been a member of Trinity Lutheran Church when she moved to Grayson, and then Christ Lutheran up in Oakwood. So please join us for Carol's service as we celebrate her life, even as we mourn her passing. And then on Sunday, we invite you to be with us in worship at 8:30 and 11. We will live stream the 11 o'clock service. And Wednesday evening Lenten service. Yes? Oh. Hello, Cooper.
Oh, she'll probably jump down in a second.
So, Wednesday evening Lenten service, 7 o'clock, with Holden evening prayer. We will be having soup supper at 6 o'clock before that. So,
And
devotions and Tuesdays and Thursdays.
yes, devotions Tuesday, Thursday, 7 o'clock, and online. And we'll be back next week here, 7 o'clock. And we have soup supper, 5:45. And I say soup supper because we have different things each week. And then 6:30 we have Holden, I think it'll be Holden evening this week, and we will hear from one of our members about one of the ministries he's involved with through the church, and what he would like to share with others about it, and how ways that maybe others can get involved with it. So that'll be great. Worship this Sunday at 10 a.m. And we will be in person, but also online. If you would like communion afterwards, if you're not going to be able to be there, you can come by shortly after worship or after 11. I should be in the building, and we'll be glad to give you communion. Let's see. Thursday, on St. Patrick's Day, the 17th, we are going, anyone who wants to go with us or to meet us, to visit and to sing hymns and maybe some Irish tunes with Andy and June Harnack. And information is in the bulletin to tell you more about that, so please check that out. We're going to say so long to our dear friend Andy, who is moving to Tennessee next week or this weekend, to be closer to his children. So more information is in the bulletin. If you don't see it, just let me know. And let me know if you want to go. We're hoping to get a good crowd to go like we had for Christmas, so we hope that some of you will take some time if you're off during that time to go with us and see Andy and June, and we'll also go to lunch. Anybody who wants to go to lunch that day beforehand. So we'll carpool from church at noon, go to lunch, and then meet at 2 o'clock in case you aren't going to join us for the other things. So. Also starting next week will be the official starting. We had a gathering last Tuesday, but will be the official starting of the the Theology on Tap group at Margot's in Griffin. You're to get there between 12 and 12:30. Go to the counter, order your food, pay then, and then go grab your seat. The book that they'll be reading is in our bulletin and on our newsletter. And so if you would like to join them, please, they're looking forward to seeing, and you can bring a friend. They don't have to be part of the church. We hope there will be a good group. We had a nice number last week, and hope that more will join this week. So those are the highlights of things that I know going on right now. And again, congratulations about the new baby, Heather and Marcus, sweet little boy, looks just like his bigger brother Matthew. We had that experience when Sam looked just like his bigger brother Christopher. So we understand that, the brothers looking like each other. So, but we're very, very happy for them and very excited about their business. So, okay.
Okay. Well, till next time.
May the Lord bless you and keep you.
The Lord's face shine upon you and be gracious to you.
And the Lord look upon your favor.
And give you his peace.
And the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Amen.
I always want to say in the Holy Spigot, like they do. As a joke, okay?
Good night.
Good night, everybody. Have a great weekend. Stay warm.